I, a photographer, kind of went a little viral on TikTok. And here's what I learned.
Work hard, rest often.
Hello, my name is Finn Badgley. I'm a commercial fashion portrait photographer and all-around content creator. And a little bit ago, I uploaded a video on TikTok that went completely viral. By viral, I mean like 700,000-ish views. I think it's up to like 670,000 at the time of this recording. But how did I do that? Is it repeatable? And what did I learn? And make sure you watch till the end so you gain my #1 secret of how I actually managed to gain people's attention on TikTok. So if you follow me on some of my other social channels, I've been uploading TikToks and Reels for a little bit now. And for a while, I kind of uploaded whatever and didn't really focus my content. And I had a conversation with a friend of mine who is experienced in the social media realm. And TikTok, I was just kind of playing around with. I didn't take it too seriously. And honestly, it kind of showed. And then I wanted to change things up a little bit. Started making some higher quality content, some different stuff. And that is when things started to actually pop off for me. I realized there's certain things that I can do. There's certain things that I have lived in my experience that I can use as content on TikTok. And there are things in your experience, in your world, that you have access to, that you contain, that give you this unique perspective to really garner an audience on TikTok. Now, this isn't guaranteed to make you go viral on TikTok, but it seemed to have worked for me. And I'm gonna keep playing around with it to see if it's repeatable. Because if it is, then everything I'm saying actually does work and make sense, at least in my experience, because these platforms are always changing, always evolving, and maybe what worked for me won't necessarily work for you. But here's the TikTok in question. It's me teaching people how to take better candid photos. This is something I do with people in my life when I just want to capture them and have really great memories. Because I find a lot of times in our life, we will take photos on our phones and it doesn't always look the greatest, and they just kind of get buried in the camera roll and we don't really have a lot to look back on. That's when I really started using film photography as a way to take candid photos of people without them knowing. This TikTok was explaining how I get these photos and how you can get photos like them. Now, somehow it caught the algorithm and it went a little bit viral. Now, here's what I did that kind of added an edge there. Because at this particular time, I noticed a trend of people talking about their significant others or friends or whoever taking candids of them. And they would post what the photos look like, and a lot of times they would be really in awkward moments and they wouldn't be the best framed and it just wouldn't look the greatest and it would be kind of funny. But I thought about it and I was like, wait, a lot of these people are like, oh, my boyfriend takes candids of me, but they're not good. But if I make something to teach people how to take these candids, but better, they will not only send this to their friends, to their significant others, but I'm adding value, and it's something that is topical right now, and it's very shareable. So those were a couple things that I had going for this particular video that allowed it to blow up, when at the time I think I had less than 500 followers and now I have just a little more than 5,000, which a lot of them have come from this video, but I've started actually taking TikTok a lot more serious since then. And I think that's helped as well, because I started learning about hooks and longer form videos and teaching and using different styles of content. Sometimes I'll take a video that I've shot on this YouTube channel, whittle it down and repost it on there. Sometimes I'll do a photo shoot behind the scenes. Sometimes I'll do some posing tips. And then sometimes I'll just be talking like this video was. Here's the thing, that was like a minute-long video. So if anybody tells you that 5-10 second videos are what's going to make you go viral on TikTok, that's not always true. For me, it absolutely was not the case. Sure, I'll have ones that pop off a little bit that are in that range, but this one was a lot longer, and I think because people watched it for longer, that helped it in the algorithm, which was really interesting to see. Suddenly, you wake up and a video is garnering more attention than any of your other videos have. You know, you get the like 99 plus notifications, and I was like, whoa, what is going on here? What is happening? And I saw it was like at 23,000, and then 40,000, and then 70,000, and then it broke 100K, and then it broke 250,000, and then it just kept going, and other videos at the same time started popping off, getting 40 or 50,000 views. And for me, who has not even cracked 1,000 followers on TikTok at this point, I was like, what is happening? But it really showed me the ways that you can use this platform. Like a lot of people say, Gary Vaynerchuk especially, where they say you're one piece of content away from your life being completely changed. And sure, my life hasn't been radically changed by this at all, but it started to. And it started me down a path that can actually change my life, that can bring more awareness to my YouTube channel, to me, my personal brand, my TikTok, my photography, all of it. But here's my one question for you. If you're watching this video hoping to go viral on TikTok, I want to know why. Now, sure, I did, and I wasn't necessarily trying to, but what will you do once you have those followers? You know what I mean? Like, you want to blow up, but do you think there's something on the other side of that? Do you think everything's going to come to you? Do you have a plan in place if that happens where you can capitalize on it? For me, I have a couple things that I can funnel around already with my YouTube, my Skillshare classes, etc. But I'm not throwing everything out there right now because I'm still trying to grow. Then, once I reach more growth, there's things that I have in place that I'll start rolling out to actually have that benefit me and then completely change my life. So I'm looking at this as a longer term process where I want to provide more value to people over time. And the other thing is, if you do go viral, a lot of people are going to be following you for that one video, that one thing. And if it's completely different from what you usually do, those followers might not have the depth that you're looking for, that you can really work with to build a community. For me, it was still in my same wheelhouse, but it was enough away from it where certain followers have that depth and certain ones don't. And that's okay, but that just means I'm going to have to continually provide value, continually use different forms of content to create more depth with these followers versus just doing that over a longer term anyways. But it definitely was a nice boost that will hopefully boost other content later down the line. Now, here's the one thing that I learned to actually help people stay focused and grab people's attention. And that is, everyone knows that a hook is important on TikTok. But how do you structure a hook? How do you hook people and keep them there? For me, I realized you identify a problem and identify why you're the solution. If you can't immediately grab people's attention, that makes them want to keep watching in a way that kind of snaps them in, like, you know, you see the ball being shot towards the camera and it looks like you're going to get hit with it, all that kind of stuff. If you want to grab people's attention in, say, a talking video, well, I do this all the time when I'm teaching people either how to take better photos or how to look better in them. So for me, how I like to structure it is like this. You want to look better in photos, but don't know where to start. I'm a photographer and model, so let me help you. And what did that do there? It identified the problem. You want to look better in photos. Okay. You don't know where to start. Okay, I've nailed my audience. You want to look better in photos, but you don't know where to start. Great. So immediately I'm like, hey, I'm talking to you. And if I'm not talking to you, you keep scrolling. But if I am talking to you, then you're already pretty hooked. But then I convince you as to why you should keep watching. Why? Because I'm a photographer and a model. So I'm aware of both sides of the camera. That's some level of social proof, meaning that there's a certain level of, okay, this person knows something. I should keep watching, I should listen. And then from there, I not only hook them as to what the problem is, why I'm the one to solve it, but I actually deliver. I'm not clickbaiting them. Because a lot of times clickbait is more so when you grab people with something different than what the video is actually about. But what I do is I actually deliver the points that work for me. And then in the comments, you can see people actually relate to this and that it works because they'll be like, oh, so-and-so who's always really photogenic in my life, they do that. Or, oh my God, tags their friend, I should do this, stuff like that. And I can see it a lot in the candid photo video that I made that went viral, that people were tagging their friends being like, oh, I'm going to take candid photos of you, or tagging their friend being like, hey, here's some tips. You're going to take better candid photos of me. So it's this shareability. It's the way that you can hook people, give them the information, and then they want to pass on that information because they want to help other people in their life because it's a common problem. So identified a common wide problem, but in a specific niche that I have a competitive edge in because I am a photographer, I am a model, and I do take candid photos of people. So that is how I was able to structure a content strategy to gain views on TikTok. Now, this isn't being disingenuous because for one, I do actually want to help people. And for two, these are things that I'm actually passionate about. I want to help people look better in photos. I want to help people take better candid photos of people in their life because I know that it's enriched my life and I want to help other people enrich theirs. So it's a great way to actually do that. And because of that, I'm speaking from the heart, I'm speaking genuinely, and that comes through because as a platform, TikTok prioritizes authenticity over quality 9 times out of 10. And if you really want to get into the nitty-gritty, there are things I do like I'll cut off 0.2 seconds off of each end of the video if there's a brief pause, so I keep people's attention and keep it going. I change the angle as I'm talking so it keeps people's attention. There's these little things that you can do to psychologically keep people interested so that way they watch longer, because TikTok, like YouTube, really prioritizes watch time. So if you get the watch time, you get the comments, you got the shareability, you have a viral video on your hand. And that is how I created this secret sauce to make this particular video go viral. Now, I'm going to be trying different things like this with different videos in the future, so maybe follow me along on TikTok so you see some of what I'm up to, and I'll also be sharing more little pieces of my content creation journey on there. I'm very kind of new in learning this platform. I'm also in the older generation of TikTokers. I wouldn't class myself as a TikToker, but I'm figuring out the platform, and if you want to grow on it, maybe just follow me along there as well. Now, with all that said, I hope you enjoyed this video and got some value out of it, and maybe, just maybe, you learned how to go viral yourself. Let me know what this does for you in the comments down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell to be notified for all future videos. Work hard, rest often, and as always, my friends, I will see you on the next one.